Fluid IRs are supercharged impulse responses, able to capture more sonic detail than standard IRs. In fact, while standard IRs only replicate the frequency response of a speaker, Fluid IRs also replicate the dynamic response and the harmonics. With Fluid IRs, you'll get a thicker, more lifelike, and direct tone, with better management of the low end. Starting with THU version 1.4.26, all the cabinets in THU and all of the SuperCabinet libraries have been updated to the Fluid IRs. These icons indicate that a Fluid IR is playing. You can disable the Fluid engine in the preferences in order to step back to the legacy DSP. Let's explore in more detail on how the Fluid IRs work. Real speakers generate harmonics, and the harmonics are frequency dependent. There are more harmonics on lower frequencies and fewer harmonics on higher frequencies. For example, these are the harmonics generated by a Jensen C12Q speaker on a 100 Hz tone. You can see here the second harmonic at 200 Hz, the third here, the fourth, and so on. But on a 1 kHz tone, there is much less harmonic generation. Why is this important? Listen to this example. There is an excess of low frequencies while playing the palm muted parts. This usually does not happen in a real cabinet. In fact, speakers tend to compress the lower frequencies. They generate harmonics on the lows, which moves the energy to the mid and treble ranges during the transients, making the tone more naturally balanced, like this. Even if the output meter indicates a low level, you may have noticed that the perceived presence has actually increased. Standard IRs cannot reproduce harmonics. Look what happens if you play that 100 Hz tone through a normal IR. No harmonics are there. In contrast, the same tone processed with a Fluid IR produces the exact same harmonics of the real speaker. And here's another advantage. You can import your own standard IRs into THU and convert them into Fluid IRs. Our AI algorithm has been trained to analyze your IRs and recreate their harmonic and dynamic responses. With THU, you can transform your entire IR library into more authentic Fluid IRs. In THU, more than 90 cabinet models and 41,000 IRs have been updated to Fluid IRs, and the update is free for all registered users.